Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a while since I've shot one of these videos, but just got struck of inspiration to shoot this one now. Just about four things that's been on my mind recently, and I'm excited to share it. So the first one is the painful reality of delayed gratification. And I mean, the reason why I wrote that is just, to accumulate anything of significance or to do anything great, or anything that's worth having. It's a lot of delayed gratification. I mean, and the reason why I say this is we live in an instant gratification world with social media, with online retail, with, ads just flying at us in different directions that, everything that is available, we can have it like right now instantly. Even like with Amazon, although I love Amazon, it's like you order something today and you get that thing tomorrow, or you can get it in the same day. And that practice of instant gratification really creates a culture, a mindset of you know having stuff now rather than waiting a long time to get it. And this is something I struggle with a lot, and I'm starting to get to grips of what delayed gratification means. And even when it comes to finance, or saving and investing, and accumulating some sort of wealth, for yourself or your family, there's a lot of delayed gratification, because rather than earning money and giving it to the shops or spending it on stuff you don't really need, you really need to put that aside for yourself, invest that so that the money can grow, or just keep it if you're not investing, just so you can have more in the future. Like, you save £1,000 today, you have £1,000 in the future. You spend £1,000 today, you have nothing in the future. So delayed gratification is really important, whether it's in your career, your craft, your sport, your hobby, or if you want to do anything that's really great in the long term. It takes a lot of work in the short term, and and the reality is it's painful. It's not fun, it's not exciting. And that's something I've been struggling with recently, because I've been working so hard, pushing myself to the limit, and I haven't really seen the results of all my hard work yet. And you always get doubt sometimes. Am I gonna see those results, or did I just put all these effort in for no apparent reason? And it's kind of an eye opener that to achieve anything of significance, you need to stay consistent, but you need to stay consistent over a long period of time, to see the results that you want to see, and make steady progress each day, each week, each month, and each year towards the long-term goal. So that was really the first one, just understanding that, look, anything good is going to be painful in the short term. Anything of significance is not going to feel great in the short term, because in the short term, you have to sacrifice pleasure so that you can get pleasure in the future. And one thing I've realized is that the things that are good for you in the short term, they're not really that great for you in the long run. Like, spending all the money you have today is great. You feel good. You get, all the sort of chemical reactions in your body, that that instant gratification creates. But in the long term, you don't feel great, because now when you really need the money, you don't have it to do what you want to do. And the inverse is like, things that are good for you in the long term, they're never that great for you in the short term. Like, saving money today sucks, but it's so good for you in the future, because you have more capital to allocate, whatever you want to do, whether you want to buy a house, whether you want to give the money to your kids, whether you want to give the money to a charity, whether you want to invest in a project, or anything, right? And even with diet as well, like, I could go and order delivery right now, order a nice burger and chips, greasy chips with the cheese just melting down. And today, yeah, it'll feel great right now. Feel really enjoyable. But, you know, in the long term, you know, my health isn't going to be great. I'm going to put on weight that I don't really need. And, or eating like salad today, you know, not that great, not as, you know, not as enjoyable or not as flavor sensation like eating a burger. But, you know, it doesn't feel great today, but it's great in the future because I'm healthy, I'm lean, and you know, I've just got more energy to distribute. So, you know, that is it. So just understanding that delayed gratification is not gonna feel great today, you know, but in the future it will be awesome and it will be terrific. And number 2 is the power of 30 days. Now we started a new month, it's October, and it's time to make stuff happen. And, you know, the reason why I put the power of 30 days is just that, you know, a 30-day cycle is a great time to create new disciplines, create new habits, get into some sort of momentum, you know, and start building, you know, discipline that we're going to talk about. But, you know, 30 days, you know, it is a long time to, you know, really make a dent into your goals, you know, and yeah, make stuff happen, like I said. And, you know, October is a really important month, not just for getting results, but, you know, for really building a foundation of, you know, how the next month is going to be and how the next year is going to be and how the next few years is going to be. And, you know, just staying disciplined in that 30-day cycle to create something, to, you know, start a new habit or stop a existing habit that's not really serving you, you know, is great. So, you know, the power of 30 days, I mean, I've achieved so much in 30 days window, and I plan to do it again. And like I said, going back to point 1, you know, I'm delaying a lot of gratification at the moment, and, you know, physically and mentally, you know, it's painful. It is painful, but I know, you know, in 1 year's time, in 2 years' time, and in 3 years' time, it's really going to pay off for me. So I just need to keep level-headed, keep consistent, and, you know, start to love the pain of this delayed gratification, and using those 30-day cycles to create momentum, you know, for the future is really going to enable me, you know, to be consistent and, you know, to really achieve what I want to achieve. So, yeah, so I planned for this month just to use my 30 days effectively, learn as much as possible, making sure I'm taking the right action, making sure I'm, you know, laying the foundations thick, and, you know, making sure I'm putting things into the right places and keeping my environment clean. And it's going to be a good month. So number 3, so I've already sort of touched on it, but, you know, practicing discipline through repetition. I mean, so one thing I'm going to start this month is just like meditating for 20 minutes daily. And it's really great because, you know, it's very hard to sit still for 20 minutes because, you know, you got thoughts racing in your head, you know, you get urges to do other things, but you have to really discipline yourself not to do it. You have to discipline yourself to sit down and, you know, keep a calm mind and listen to your thoughts. And when the thoughts come in, push that out and bring your attention back to your breath. And, you know, the reason why I'm doing this is because, you know, disciplines are transferable. So if you can be disciplined doing one thing, you're more likely to be disciplined doing another thing. You know, if you're disciplined to exercise every day, you're more likely going to be disciplined in work. You're more likely going to be disciplined, you know, in other areas of your life. So, you know, practicing daily disciplines, things that you can repeat on a daily basis is a great way, you know, to build discipline, and, you know, things that are good for you as well, like exercising, you know, eating clean, you know, meditating, you know, sleeping 7 to 9 hours a day, and, you know, just getting all that, you know, good stuff and putting it into a system where you can repeat it again and again and again. You know, it's really going to help you stay disciplined. It's really going to help me stay disciplined. And, you know, tracking it as well. And tracking it and, you know, being able to see, okay, well, I've done it today, I've done it today, I've done it today, so that you can keep on repeating that same thing over and over and over again. So that is number 3. So yeah, just keep on planning to, repeat the same process, and eventually, create something new out of that. And, sort of touched on it, but cleansing the brain back to a calm, relaxed state. So really, really controlling what you consume, just from the internet, just from who you speak to, just from your environment, really controlling your environment to suit your objectives, because there's a lot of stuff, just especially with ads. I mean, if you go on YouTube, there's ads everywhere, just people trying to push their agenda onto you. But really controlling your own agenda and, keeping a clear and level head so that you can, come in and execute on what you want to execute. Because the reason why this is important, because, you really need to manage and control your emotions and, not get too erratic. And even for me, sometimes I can get too erratic, I can get angry, I can get really passive aggressive, but just keeping a calm, steady head, and from there, using that to allow me to maintain a steady flow of work throughout the day without getting agitated, annoyed, frustrated, all these negative emotions just like piling up is really going to enable me to have a good life, essentially. So these are just 4 things on my mind. Number 1, the painful reality of delayed gratification. I'm in a very good place, but it's not so fun because the stuff I'm doing every day, it can get laborious, it can get repetitive. But I know I feel like I'm building something. I'm building like a foundation that's going to enable me to be successful, in every area of my life in the future. Power of 30 days, so using 30-day cycles to create, new disciplines to, really change as well. So rather than waiting for a new year, using the start of a new month to, really change who you are, change as a person, change your personality to suit your objective, and practicing daily disciplines through repetition. So stuff that are good for you, doing it every day at the same time, so that you can repeat that, whether it's exercise, whether it's diet, whether it's meditation, whether it's reading, whether it's, calling your spouse, whatever it is, just creating that discipline every day to enable you to suit your objective. And number 4, cleansing the brain back to a calm and relaxed state. So not letting a bunch of things come at you, but controlling your environment, your stratosphere, so you can really keep a calm, cool, collected head, so you can manage your emotions throughout the day and get what you want. And